Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name here on YouTube and on Facebook page, I'm called Lillian from Kenya to Montana, USA. So if you are on Facebook, search for Lillian from Kenya to Montana, USA. Follow me there and like my page. If you are here on YouTube, please continue subscribing to my YouTube channel, continue sharing, continue leaving a comment and liking. So I really appreciate all of you. I normally just talk about general life, my general life from Kenya to Montana, as my name goes, Lillian from Kenya to Montana. Just my experiences and experiences to those close to me, my friends, and those people, my colleagues. So just sharing my experience. And today I want to share about schools, enrolling kids from Africa or wherever you are into the American schools, particularly the public schools. When you talk of schools here, we have public, we have private, and we have homeschooling. So it's you to choose which school, which type of school you want to take your kids to. I'll be talking about public schools because that's where I know, that's where my kids are learning from. So in the public schools, we have the elementary school, we have the middle school, and we have the high school. So guys, the first thing you need to do before you get your kid into school, you need to have an address. Address means the house you are living in, because they will ask you for the proof of address. So that the address you are using to receive your mails, to send your mails, that is the address that you are going to use to find where your kid is going to be placed. So if you need to go online and check the public schools in your city. You can check in your state, but it will be so huge. So you just go to public schools in your city. Like me in Billings, I'll search for public schools in Billings. So when I get the public schools, I'll check the districts. So I'll find out check the schools in your district. So if you go online, like on Google Map, and then you place where you are, your address, then the next thing you place the public schools. They'll pop up everywhere on that map, and then you go and choose the closest to you, the one that is close to you, because most definitely that's where your district is. So when you get that school is when you go to the go back to the web, go to the public schools, and then there is a portal there that you go and check for the districts in your the school districts in that city, and then look for the schools there. You'll find that school that you saw on your Google map. Most definitely that is the school that was close to you, is the school that is going to be found in your district. So in that school, when you get it, you go and into the website, into that school's website, you'll get everything, the admission process. So there's a place you will put in you'll open an account for each kid, each child. If you have 5 kids, you are going to open accounts for those 5 kids, and then you'll start uploading documents. They're just like a questionnaire. Do this, they're asking you those questions, they're directing you on what to do. Another thing that what I did is I went to the school. When I found out that this is the school that my kids are to go to, I walked to the school. I was to make an appointment, but I didn't make an appointment. I just drove to the school, and then I asked the secretary that I have kids. Remember, my kids were still in Kenya. I admitted them in school when they were still in Kenya. So I told the secretary that I have kids that I need to enroll in school, and she asked me for their address. It's so easy. It's so easy. She asked me for the address. When I gave her, she told me, yeah, this is the correct school. And she directed me on what to do, the requirements. So she asked me, let me tell you what she asked for. She asked for the kids' passports. She asked for proof of address, immunization cards, and of course, parents' contacts and NOK contacts. So the passports I had online, I just had to print them. I had proof of address. Of course, I had, when they ask for proof of address, it's like any bill you have done, any bill you have paid, and on that bill, your address is there. So like the electricity bills, the phone bills, any bill that you have. You've bought something like, you know, like something that those huge things you buy that they need your address, something like a receipt with your address. So that's the proof of address that they will need. So I just produced that, and then she asked for immunization cards, which I produced, and then they just photocopied those immunization cards, and they gave me back the originals. So that's all what I did, and then they directed me to go and open an account for each child and answer the questionnaires there. There are so many things to answer, like, but it's just the question leads to the guides you, and there are no difficult questions. You just put in, they ask you like, what's your name, what's your kid's name, what's your kid's age, any illness with the kid, any allergies, such things. So you go and open the account and fill everything, and then boom, wait for the time that your kid is going to. So I did this process before my kids were here, and we had set a date that they were to go to school, to start the school. So when they came, they stayed like a week, and then I took them to the school. We went there, and they were ready for us. We met the teachers, we met a counselor, so they received the kids from us, and that's how it started. So let's see how these kids are going to get in there. Which grades are they going to go to? What determines which grade is the class, which class your kid is going to? It depends with the age of the child. It doesn't matter your child has been in 5th grade and is 4 years old. When she comes here, it's his or her age that determines which grade to go to. Like for example, school compulsory. Compulsory starts at 5 years. So 5 to 6 years, they are in kindergarten school. They are in kindergarten grades, 5 to 6 years. And then 6 to 7 years, they are coming to grade 1. 7 to 8 years are coming to grade 2. 8 to 9 years, grade 3. 9 to 10 years, grade 4. 10 to 11 years, grade 5. And it just goes like that until you get to grade 12. That is the high school. So we have, in this education, we have elementary school, we have junior or middle school, and then we have high school. So in the elementary school is where we are talking about the kindergarten, and then till we get to grade 5. That is the elementary school. And then from elementary school, we are coming to middle school, which is junior high school, which is from grade 6 to grade 8. Most of the states, but not all. But most of them, this is how it goes. So elementary is from kindergarten to grade 5. And then middle or junior high school is from grade 6 to grade 8. And then they go to high school. High school is from grade 9 to grade 12. This is what most of the states do, but maybe some of the states don't follow that. And then what else? Okay, before your kid gets to kindergarten, you can take your child to preschool. Preschool from the age of 3 to 4 years, you can take your child to preschool, but this is not government school. This is your own there are so many private schools that offer that, but I don't know if it's offered in public school, because I've gone several times in my school and they told me no, your child has to get to 5 years old. So we have preschool, that is 3 to 4 years. You can take your child there to learn the fine things, to learn colors, just to socialize and to just to have a vibe about schooling. And then when your child hits 5 years, 5 to 6 years, he starts school, that is kindergarten. And then from 6 to 7 years, he starts grade 1. Okay. As we say, what leads you to the school that your child will go to, it's your address. So you have to choose where you are living. You need to choose the place where you are living at. You need to look at so many things. It's not only the rent. It's not only you need cheap rent or cheap what, you have to put so many things into consideration, like what kind of schools do you want your child to go to. Okay, there are good schools in public, there are also good schools in private. It's just like back home, there are some privates that produce smart kids. There are some public schools that produce smart kids. I hope you understand me when I say smart, because we have some schools that they really push. The teachers wamejitolea, there are so much they teach. There are some schools that you just go and rest. So your address will matter a lot on where your child is going to study. So it's upon you to choose. When you are doing the reviews for your rentals, before you choose a house, you need to do reviews. Find out how is this place. Even the reviews will just tell you this is a good place, this is where I can get a better school. In that school, when you've known which school your kid is going to, you can check the reviews. There are bad reviews, there are schools with bad reviews, there are schools with good reviews. If you go online, you will see those things. It's not that I'm making up things. You can find a school with a review like 1 star, and you can get another public school with 5-star reviews. So it depends where you stay. So that will be upon you. Before you settle somewhere, you need to know how that place is, the security, how people go to school, any rape cases, all those they are in there's an app that can help you to find out all that. Okay, because in these public schools, one thing on the documents required in some states, like a friend of mine told me that she was asked for SSN number, social security number for the kid. This means your child should be here, stay for some time and get the social security number before he's admitted to the school. But for Montana, they have never asked for the kid's social security number. You just come and go to school, you start learning. In these schools, there are some things like, most of the schools they don't do uniforms. Some schools do uniforms. So some don't do school uniforms. And being picked by the school bus, it depends on the distance you live from the school. You see how they brought in this district school thing? So that you can just take your kid close to you, and the bus will not go beyond certain miles. So if you stay so far away from the school, they pick your kid. If your kid is somehow disabled, they pick your kid. And by the way, special needs kids, they're also accepted in these schools. There's no stigmatization, so your kid is accepted. There's no school that rejects any kid whatsoever. There's no school that will reject any kid. Even if this child doesn't know, he's 10 years and he doesn't know any English, they are accepted. Yes, they are accepted, and then they are trained. on how to speak and write and do everything in English, and then they are followed. There's a certain organization that follows these kids, these immigrant like kids like ours, those kids who are not born and raised here. So they are followed up with their English for like 4 years. We always get reports at every term. They bring the like a school report on how your child is doing in English, in socialization, so such things. Let's talk about food. On the where you created an account on the public schools districts in your public schools, so that place is where you are going. There's a place for applying for subsidized meals. When you apply for subsidized meals, it means like you're going to pay like 10% of the real. There are people who pay whole percent, like 100%. There are parents who pay that. But as for you, you are new here, your salary is still less. So they consider you apply for subsidized meals. And these subsidized meals, they'll ask you for your pay slip. They'll ask you how many children you have in your house. And they'll ask you whether your husband or your wife, whether your spouse is working or not. So immediately you come here when your spouse is yet to get a job is the most important time for you to apply for this help. We all need help, so there's no shame on that. So when you get here, before things are in order, apply for these things so that you can get subsidized meals. You know, they provide breakfast, they provide lunch, and they give kids snacks to go with them at home.